All right, guys, this next one is one of my favorites. We're doing front squats. So if you'll take a look, I'm lining up on the bar. I'm getting my thumb length away from the bald spot in the bar on either side, so I'm symmetrical on the bar. Now as I step underneath, really important, you'll notice that I'm just hooking my fingertips on the bar here. Only my fingertips. You don't want to grip the bar too heavily here in a front squat because you'll produce so much tension on your wrists that you won't be able to get your elbows high enough to create what we call a muscular shelf. We'll get into that here in a second. So you'll see just fingertips on the bar. From there, I drive my elbows up to the sky on both sides. What that does is that creates a shelf or a little place where the bar can rest on top of my shoulder. That's where the bar sits throughout the front squat. I step out, I line up my feet. You'll see I look down to make sure that both right and left foot are lined up slightly externally rotated, 5 to 10 degrees externally rotated. And then we also want to make sure that the kneecaps, when we squat, they go that same direction. Okay, so take a look here. Power breath, lifting my rib cage nice and tall, focusing on the posture. Descending down, keeping the knee alignment over the second and third toe. Also, keeping the elbows high. This is a real problem for a lot of people. They have a tendency to drop their elbows, which then takes away the muscular shelf, and then the bar falls down, and then ultimately the bar ends up being on all their weight ends up being on their wrists, and then it just kills their wrists. So really important points. So keeping those elbows high is extremely important. If you have the flexibility to do a push-up, then you have the flexibility to do a front squat in your wrists. So we'll go ahead and fast forward. Now we're going to take a look at the side view or the lateral view here. Now, power breath. You guys saw that. Now as I descend down into the squat, the bottom of my squat, keeping a nice neutral spine, right? So descend, right back up, squeeze, and tuck that pelvis at the top of the movement. So again, we'll pay attention, squeeze, tuck the pelvis at the top of every movement. Lock it in. Good. We're also keeping the heels in full contact with the floor. Now, as we look at the posterior view, you'll see I'm lining up my fingers on the bar, getting that muscular shelf set up, setting my feet, take a look. Okay, now watch here what happens as I do my power breath. You guys could see that, it's very subtle. Let's go back here a little bit. So you can see the wrinkles in my shirt, right? So as I do that power breath, I pull my shoulder blades back and I drive my rib cage up nice and tall, really focusing on that posture. Descend down through the range of motion and right back up. So again, just like in a back squat, we are doing the best that we can to maintain symmetry on both right and left sides. So we shouldn't see shifting from right to left. And there's the front squats, guys.